Okay, so we're gonna shut down the kiln. You should find the auto fire shutdown checklist on the board here. So we're just gonna go through the checklist. The first thing that's here is write down the date, which today is, what's today?
13th.
The 13th, 10/13. Record last temperature on the kiln log. So I've got my kiln log right here. Let's go in the kiln room. So let's take a look at the control panel. You'll see that we're going back and forth between a temperature, which was 1813, and 0.19. That's the 20-minute hold that I have at the end of each firing. This is counting down, so we know that it's already hit its peak temperature, 1826. We'll just write this down on the kiln log here. It's about 3:15, and it is 1812. We know the cones are down. When you're doing this, you'll take a look at the cones. So 06 is down. You really just need to write down the last temperature, and probably you're going to be scrambling right now because your cones are down. So we'll just say we recorded last temperature on kiln log. If the program has not finished on its own, press skip step and enter in quick succession. What that means is when this program, let's say your cones haven't went down, you've got 20 minutes for them to go down where the flame is turning on and off. But I know that my cones are down, I already checked. So I'm ready to end this firing, and all I'm going to do is press skip step and enter. And you'll see that it's telling us damper, which means that the damper is moving into its final position. So I've done that. The next thing is going to be turn off the main gas line, and that is right up here. This is the main gas right here, and we're just going to turn that off. So I'll check that off the list. The next thing is to close the burner ports, and that's on the list here. So you can close the burner ports, you can grab a glove and do it with your hand. I prefer to do it, maybe even put a glove on anyway. Down here you're going to find one of these red sticks, red-handled stick, and very carefully reach in here and just slide that in front of the burner port. Come around to the other side. That one's really back there. And there. Alright. So I'll put this back over there. So, burner ports closed. There is a little asterisk here, which just explains use the metal rod with the red handle, use a glove, and be carefully, or do it carefully. And then we're going to check to make sure the damper has closed. So come around to the side of the damper box here, and you can see the gauge here, and the arrow is pointing at 0. It's going to be between 0 and 1/4 of an inch. So we know that that has closed. So I'll check that off. Alright, next we've got turn the oxyprobe off. So let's go over there. And this is just simple. Right here it's on. Now it's off. Numbers are gone. So we'll check that off the list. The next thing is record gas meter on kiln log and make any other final notes. That would be where you'd come and calculate your rise per hour here, and you don't need to worry so much about the gas in air because it's the very end of the firing. But let's go outside and we're going to write down what the gas meter says. So out here is the gas meter. This one on the left is for the kilns, and you'll see 698 is what we've got here.
Can you see if it's okay?
Yeah, so 698 is what we're reading. Alright, and then we'll just write that down on the kiln log here.
It's too bright, I can't see.
I know. Alright, and then we'll calculate that to see how much gas we use. Next is wait 5 minutes for controller to finish locked mode. Let's go take a look at the controller and we'll see what that locked mode looks like. Actually, I guess we won't see what locked mode looks like. So if this had still been in locked mode. It stays in locked mode for about 5 minutes, and that's a safety feature. It just keeps you from being able to start the kiln back up if for some reason it goes off. So after it's in the locked mode, it would say LCKD, and it'd be, you know, flashing the temperature. It goes to complete, which this is what you're waiting for. And when it's done that, then you can come back here and read the second instruction. Press enter and then turn the controller off. So that's what we're going to do. Press enter, and now it's gone back to idle. And then we're going to turn the controller off. Here's the push on off button. Okay, so I checked that off. And then use the switch outside the door to close the louvers. In the summertime when it's really hot in here, we just leave them open so it cools off. It's actually kind of cool today, so we'll go ahead and shut them down. And those are outside the door. We've got 18C louvers, 30C louvers. We were firing the 18, so you just gotta stick your finger inside that gauge there and turn it off. Almost last one. Put kiln log and gas kiln book under the appropriate tab. And then we just put this on top. Okay. And last is your initials.